What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Yo, I'm just practicing for the new season. Damn! I'm telling you, people, let me tell you, yesterday I was out and about with the family, right? I stayed off social media till the evening. So I didn't really know what was going on. I checked yesterday and I see Madueke, and I'm like, all right, cool. Friday afternoon, I'm crashing out the place. I'm not having this Whoopi Goldberg. I wake up this morning, we signed Zubimendi. Cool, we've expected that for 6 months. I can't even get excited about that. Good signing, but then I see these rumours coming out of Portugal. I'm still not getting excited. I don't trust this Portuguese media. I've seen it too many times. Then Fabrizio drops the bomb. Fabrizio, by the way, at the moment is toying with Ornstein. It's crazy what's going on out here. And then Ornstein runs it, and I'm just like, load up the truck, pull up at the armory, just throw it all in the back of the van. I don't care what size it's in. Large, medium, small, extra large, dash it all in there. Gyokeres, Glock 9 to Arsenal. Fabrizio Bomba, are you mad? You know that song they say, what a difference a day makes, 24 little hours. Yesterday I was sitting there going, I need to change sports. I need to change this channel. Let's turn it into a travel vlog channel. Let's do something different because I can't be talking about Madueke coming to Arsenal for 50 million in phase 6. I just can't. I can't do that. I can't. And by the next day, these men have dropped the bomber on Glock 9. Do you know what I want to talk about before we really get into it? And big up everyone in the chat. Today was a good day. Ice Cube settings. You're right. You're right, Matty. Do you know who we have to really consider and think about in all this, people? Andrea Berta. The bad man from Italy. The mafia boss. Jimmy Conway. This guy came from Atletico and said, brother, what are you talking about, Sesko? Man said, what? Sesko, bro? You think I left Atletico Madrid? Where they've had Falcao, Diego Costa, Antoine Griezmann. You think I'm coming here to buy Benjamin Sesko? Every little helps. Sesko. You think I'm putting my reputation on the line? When I'm known for bringing in bad boy strikers, you think my first striker signing at Arsenal is going to be Benjamin Sesko? Luis Suarez as well. Thank you for correcting me there. And he won the league. This guy said, brother, if you're bringing me here to work, let me work. Suarez and Aguero and Torres and Alvarez. No, look at the list. Look at the list. Man says Glock 9's coming to the carpet. Otherwise, what's the point bringing me here? Mikel, you go in the boot of the car, you get wet. That was my Italian impression. It sounded right in my head, Goodfellas, but maybe not. But anyway, big up Berta. Big up Berta. Anyway, I don't want to get too excited because there's still some things we've got to discuss. This is going to be a long show. We got a lot to talk about, right? Big up to everyone locked in. Man said, yo, you better believe it. Yo, hey. I like that one. I like that one. You better believe it. I'm starting to feel good. I can't lie, people. I've been on the Armory store for the past 15 minutes. I know I said I shouldn't, but Glock 9, what number's he going to wear? Do they grab Jesus' 9 off him to keep the Glock 9? Does he just take the 10 because it's available? Or does he go for Thierry's 14? I don't know, but I'm hyped right now. I can't lie. I stand by the Gyokeres signing. I've said from day one on this channel, I think that signing will be a huge success. If it goes wrong, I will be looking bad. But I think that deal will be amazing for us. It's got to be the 9, hasn't it? But is he really that ruthless, Arteta, to grab it off Jesus while he's injured? I don't know. I don't know if he's got that ability. I would just go to Jesus respectfully and say, bro, I know you were in the 9. Gyokeres wears the 9. You're not going to be part of the future. You can hold the number 10 until you leave. But the 14, the 14, leave the 14. Retire the 14. We don't even want to give the 14. Take that 9 off Jesus and give it to Gyokeres. I'll be honest. I'm gonna say this. I haven't been this hyped for an Arsenal signing since Aubameyang. Not even Declan Rice did this to me. It's a number 6. It's a number 6. And listen, the deal's not done yet, but it's happening, man. It's happening, people. Big up to everyone locked in. But we've got a lot to talk about because I'm hearing Nwaneri linked with Chelsea. And nah. You better relax. Man said Gabriel Jesus 49. Let's get into details. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Happy Sunday, people. Because I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning. I told you, the script is already written, people. United thought they were getting him. Amorim, his former manager. Old Trafford, opening day of the season. Gyokeres scores the winner. Harry Maguire slips over. Gyokeres scores, runs over to the Arsenal fans, hits the celebration. We're all hitting the celebration. United have lost opening day of the season. The script is already written. What more do we need? Yeah, yo, MJ. To this day, where you at, bro? Where you at? Come outside. We need to talk. Anyway, respectfully, people. I'm doing the LeBron shrug right now. I'm just shrugging off everything right now. Anyway, let's get into the details. Big up to everyone. Nearly 3,000 locked in. Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. No. That's a mistake. We saved that one for later on. And we'll just scan over that one quickly. That was Madueke news. I don't want to start there. Let's start from the top. Let's talk about Glock 9. Jesus, I clicked the wrong link. Let's move. Anyway, Fabrizio Romano. Fab's dropping bombs, I'm telling you. Ornstein's scrambling this summer. Every minute I see Fabrizio drops it and then Ornstein runs it 10 minutes later. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on. Ornstein's getting destroyed right now. By the way, people, let me keep it professional. We are sponsored today by Match Bingo. QR code in the top corner. That top corner where Gyokeres is going to be putting the ball. If you sign up, £5 deposit, you will get £10 free. If you buy 4 cards, you'll get 1 free. It's good for the Club World Cup as well. Women's Euros going off. And obviously the pre-season games as well. A bit of fun. The cards play themselves. And if you win, the money just gets deposited back in. Shout out to Match Bingo. Right. Let's get back to action. Get that on the screen. Glock 9, people. Glock 9, you know. I'm telling you, Arsenal never sign hardly any players that I want. Big up that guy, D. The link is there as well. It's in the description as well. Arsenal are now getting closer to signing Victor Gyokeres after a new round of talks in recent hours. Gyokeres will not return for training at Sporting. He's now fully focused on leaving the club. Arsenal are now advancing. Nothing done yet, but discussions underway. Have I got too excited too early? Like, that's not even here we go yet, is it? But I'm sorry, that's enough for me. That's it. That was enough. That was enough. That'll do me. And if you watch his video that he put out about an hour ago, he said, here we go, could be a matter of hours away. If you look this morning, there were stories all over the internet this morning saying, Portuguese press saying the deal's nearly done. I was like, nah, not hyping it. Not hyping it. I've heard them sources for weeks talking about Arsenal getting him and then people deny it. When Fabrizio said that, and then you look at his video, he's saying, look, here we go, could even happen today. And the Portuguese media saying, because he was supposed to return to training tomorrow, he was telling Sporting Lisbon, I'm not going to return back for training. I'm going to go on strike. So I think Sporting Lisbon have just said, look, man, we can't afford this situation to blow up. And if he's going on strike, that might affect a potential transfer because other clubs might look at it and go, well, he's going on strike. His attitude's crazy. Like, so they've probably said, look, save the drama, get the deal done, and move him on. Fabrizio on his channel YouTube, the deal will be quick, maybe in a few hours. Fee expected under 80 million. Swedish source was the first credible link. Yeah, I saw that this morning as well. And a lot of people saying that was a good source. Arsenal future, I'm excited. I still need it to be confirmed officially. Of course. We all need that official, here we go, and the shirt hold up and all that. Apparently he's in Sweden at the moment. We've got a few links to look at, actually. This was CNN in Portugal. This is what they've said has been happening. So they said an Arsenal delegation arrived in Alvalade, I'm assuming is in Portugal, on Friday and managed to unblock the impasse with Sporting. I love how they use these crazy terms. Victor Gyokeres will join Arsenal for a fixed fee around 65 million euros, with add-ons between 10 to 15 million euros, 5 million of which will be easily achieved based on appearances. Yeah, the mob flew out, bro, I'm telling you. Berto went out there with the suitcase. He said, we ain't leaving without him. We ain't leaving without him. These Italian accents, I need to work on them. I'm trying to get my Jimmy Conway on. But yeah, they flew out. So you're looking at 80 million euros, but you're looking at 65 with 15 in add-ons. So I think we looked at this before. I think 80 million euros is 68 million pounds. So you're looking at 65 million euros in pounds, which is an initial 56 million euros and 12 million in add-ons. Come on, man. It's a no-brainer. You're basically paying what you paid for Havertz, man. And that's with add-ons. They may not even get that 10 million euros in add-ons if we're not successful. No brainer. Fair play. They got the deal done, the right player. They flew out there Friday, 48 hours. Sporting have decided to do the deal. I think it's fantastic business. When you look at the current market, people, and what strikers are being linked for and how few strikers there are of high quality at the moment, we'll probably announce Gyokeres in January. Yeah, you're not wrong. This will be the Zubimendi. We're going to sign him, but we'll announce him in 6 months. Oh, man. Berta turned up with a man, them, and a horse's head. You know what I'm saying? He said, relax. We're going to do this deal for everyone's sake. Listen, I think it's fantastic business. I'm excited. I'm not often excited about Arsenal doing business. They're always like wait and see signings where you're like, oh, let's see how it works out, blah, blah, blah. But this one for me, I just think he'll be a hit. I think if he stays fit, he gets 20 league goals. Until Arteta starts Havertz up front opening game of the season and Gyokeres is used for squad rotation, which wouldn't surprise me with Mikel Arteta. Nah, listen, he's the most informed striker in Europe, along with Kylian Mbappe. If we create chances, this guy is going to hit the back of the net. I've got absolutely no doubt about it. The guy has spent the whole summer saying, I want Arsenal. I don't want to go to United, even though it's Amarim. I don't want to go to Juventus, even though they've got great history. Apparently, he's turned down 2 clubs in Saudi, so he's shown it's not about money. I've said before, I love the story. He's come from the Championship. He's had that difficult fight through the lower leagues, done it at Sporting, done it in the Champions League, done it in the Europa League. Now he's going to get that Premier League opportunity. Think about 2.5 years ago. Vlahovic ignoring the messages, treating us like scrubs. Now we got Gyokeres treating Juventus like scrubs who actually have Vlahovic who they want to get rid of. Ain't it funny how the world works, people? Ain't it funny how the world works? Vlahovic was treating us like scrubs. Now Juventus are trying to sell him and Gyokeres is ignoring them. Beautiful story, right? Karma. Calmer, people. Let me read out a few of these super chats. They're mounting up and people are having a go at me. You've ignored my super chat. Bear with me. LMJ's here we go. Every year, fairy tales and hype. Every year, trophyless. Bro, listen. You know what? Let's see how it goes, bro. I feel a lot more confident than I was 24 hours ago. I'll see you at Old Trafford opening day, bro. Hope your centre-backs... Hope that back three's prepared. You better not let me turn up with Rodrigo, Saka and Gyokeres. Could be a long day at OT for you, man. I'm telling you. Cunha and them, man, ain't going to be able to stop all of that artillery, bro. Let's talk about that back three that you're running with. And them wing-backs. Don't let us have Rodrigo and them. I'm telling you now. Big up MJ, though. At least you turned up. I respect it. You still turned up. What the hell he said, let's go. It's just that, innit? Let's go, bro. Let's go. Sesko Sexuals really thought that one of the most frugal big clubs in the world will spend more than 65 million on a project player, says Sambon. All those guys, people, and girls, who didn't even really want Sesko, but because we'd all heard Arteta favours Sesko, they started capping for him online. Oh, technically he's better. Oh, he's younger. Oh, the ceiling's higher, like we're trying to build Burj Khalifa. Ain't interested in no ceiling, bro. This ain't Bob the Builder. Yeah, I want the better striker, the gunman goal scorer. Simple as that. They'll all flip it now and all start, oh, I can't wait for this celebration. Bro, you wanted that giraffe up front. You know what I'm saying? If they had their way, oh, whoever Arteta wants, let's just support it. That's not how football works, people. We can disagree. I never wanted Sesko. Big up Brian, he says, big news, big C, awesome day. Big up yourself, member for 31 months. James Bond, yo, Curtis in Jamaica celebrating Gyokeres with the man them on the block. Minty and high grade settings. In the streets is getting hot. And the youths them a get so cold. Yo, Gyokeres, you know, how you mean, brethren? You wait. You wait until you see him up front. 24-hour stream, Curtis. We're getting Glock 9. Yo, maybe when we get the Here We Go, we do a mad one. I need that Here We Go now. We need the Here We Go. I can't lie. Gyokeres 14 shirt. That'd be interesting. 9, 10, 14. Curtis, you're a legend. I agree. I agree with that, Ken. Big up yourself. Legendary community, of course. Treyon said, Gyokeres Nation, we won. Keep your Tesco. Glock 9. Come on, man. Stay strong, people. Stand firm. They wanted us to back down and start capping for Sesko. No. We're Arsenal. Demand the best. The Oracle has spoken. Big up seeing everyone locked in, says found some cash. Why always me, said forget Gyokeres. Madueke is coming to the carpet. Imagine we also sign Rodrigo and Eze. With all the players we signed, we have scary hours. We're going to have to, unfortunately, talk about Madueke shortly. Fizzy said that Swedish interview made sense. Yeah, maybe it was common knowledge among his friendship group that he was definitely coming to us. Nimbo said, well, RIP in advance for United at Old Trafford. Well, you know what? We're going to move in silence. Let's move in silence. OT can always get tricky, even if your team's good. I can't lie. Let's just handle business. Fabrizio with that verbal porn, said Alexander. Here we go. That's what we need. Brio said, Bert are no phasers, zero process. Leave your gal, Victor. Man rang on Victor and said, look, Vic, I'm going to be honest. You're coming to London. You're going to have a lot of options, yeah? When that wage goes from 50k to 200k, and you're in the Premier League, and your followers goes to 10 million, and you're Arsenal's main striker, maybe the girlfriend isn't a good idea. So what I think you should do, you dump her, you leave her in Lisbon, you let me fly out, get the deal done, you come to Arsenal, I make you a rich man. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. And he said, done deal. I ain't going United, they're scrubs. I ain't going Juventus, they're washed. I ain't going Saudi, I'm going to be rich. And the girlfriend, I'll delete her number and block her. It's as simple as that. He's down with the program. Random clips, we've done it, boys. Yo, we stood firm, people, I'm telling you. They tried to convince us. Oh, just support what Arteta wants. Nah, bun that. Bun that. I don't need to support everything this guy does. I never wanted Sesko. Never wanted him. And we're not getting him. So we stood firm and we got what we deserve. A quality striker is on the way. Sam said, one of the good things about signing Gyokeres, it means Havertz is on his way out unless Arteta tweaks the formation. Hopefully, within 12 months, you get him out and then you move again. Hopefully, we keep 10 for Rodrigo, says Ab. Yeah, I mean, Rodrigo, what did he get? 6 minutes last night? I think he's on his way out. It's just whether we can get him. SCP, who's doing more hair flicks, Odegaard or Gyokeres? He can do as many hair flicks as he wants if he's banging 20 league goals. My problem with Odegaard is when he did the hair flicks but no assists or goals. Aiden said that Nordic link-up, Odegaard and Gyokeres. Yeah, Odegaard, mate, if you can't perform now, you know what I mean? We said you need that striker. Lano said, so happy, man. I was in the gym when the bomber hit. And Sam Bond said, Slovenian Peter Crouch. Do you know what? I'm going to come back to those other super chats, people. I want to crack on with the show. I'm not ignoring anyone. We will read through all of them. Now bring Rodrigo and Eze, and we're cooking, says Gunnar Genk. Right, let's move on. What's interesting, we will come back to the Gyokeres one, because to be honest, I could talk about that story for an hour and a half. It's so good. There are some more tweets coming out as we're live, so we will go back to that as well. What's interesting is this. Hand of Arsenal says, RB Leipzig refused to negotiate a lower fee than 90 million euros for Benjamin Sesko in recent weeks. 90 million euros. Them man thought they were going to get 90 M's for Sesko. Do you know, they're probably going to sit there in a day or two when we get, here we go and everything. They're going to sit there and think, we got this horribly wrong. Because the scary thing about this situation is, if they would have lowered the price, Arteta would have probably got Sesko. The price has probably cost Sesko the move to Arsenal and Arteta from getting him, because if he's 90 million euros and Gyokeres is 80 million euros and you've only got to pay 60, 65 up front, 15 in add-ons, 10 of them are quite difficult to achieve, you've priced him out of the move. Jurgen Klopp, I want to say thank you on behalf of every Arsenal fan in the world, Kloppy. Kloppy becomes a hero for me. You got the Liverpool fans to applaud Trent, and now you've priced Sesko out of a move to Arsenal. In my eyes, Klopp, you are a legend. 90 million euros for Sesko. You knew we wasn't going to pay that. So we got Gyokeres. Jurgen Klopp. Do it for Kloppy, lad. Do it for Kloppy. Legend. Absolute legend. Man priced us out of a move for Benjamin Sesko. He said, you can do better than this, guys. You can do better than this. I may not be in the Premier League anymore, but I'm going to do it for your own good. I'm going to price you out of a move for this giraffe. You don't want him. You don't want him. So big up Kloppy, sporting director, man, asking for crazy dough. Madness. How have they done that, Leipzig? They could have probably said 70 million euros, he'd be an Arsenal player. 90 million euros. Jurgen Klopp, legend. RB Leipzig, I hope you have a fantastic season. I really do. I don't actually like Red Bull, the drink. I think it's a terrible drink. Mashes people up. But RB Leipzig now, you go down as a hero in my eyes. You've priced us out of a move for Benjamin Sesko, which makes you a hero in my eyes. I feel like Klopp's always kind of liked Arsenal. You know, he's always had respect for us. Although he didn't seem to like Arteta, did he, when he was arguing with him? But, yeah. So, Sesko has been priced out of the move to Arsenal. How did they think? You know what's interesting now as well? I bet nobody else buys Sesko. Bet nobody else buys him. It's not like this club's queuing up for him. I always felt with Sesko, if he didn't get the Arsenal move, he ain't getting a move. And I still kind of think that. I don't think he will get a big move somewhere. I think he's kind of, that was his opportunity. Unless, well, Chelsea have bought unless United go for him or Tottenham maybe. But They're not going to pay 90 million euros for him. Liverpool aren't going to pay 90 million euros for him. So I think they've been a bit stupid there, Leipzig. Rouet said, we've seen this before from Lyon with Fekir to Liverpool being greedy. Player ends up leaving for Betis for pennies. Fekir, I think they actually did a welcome video with him. Big up Matt, he said, what happened to Tommy this past week should make players on wild wages sit up and take notice. Feels good to see someone with sense in the building. 100%, bro. 100%. Like, Berta's obviously said, look, bro, this Tommy Asu's been injured for too long. We ain't going to get no money for him. He's out until the start of next year. Get him off the books. We're wasting our time here. So this is what Arsenal have to be ruthless. They have to be. In before Gyokeres is the smokescreen for nonsense Madueke. Yeah, I mean, it's a great show. People, we've got nearly 5,000 people live, which is an absolute pleasure. And you know what? Is it not? You know, people have a go at people like me and other content creators. Oh, you're being negative. You're doing it for views, blah, blah, blah. I've said all the time, people, I am a reflection of the club. I'm live here Sunday, 2:34 in the afternoon. There's nearly 5,000 people live, and we are gassed. We are hyped. We're about to sign one of the most informed strikers in world football. We're not here for the meltdown. There'll be a mini meltdown when we talk about Madueke, but I think that's justified. But we're hyped. If the club handle business, we will project that positivity back towards the club. It's as simple as that. We're a reflection of the club. You know, we don't just go on stream and go, I'm going to be negative today. You want to sign Gyokeres? I'll be moving like Top Gooners, people. I told you, 20 minutes. 20 minutes I was on the Armory page, the Arsenal store. I'm going, what? Gyokeres? Cool. Maybe a new tracksuit. Maybe a new shorts and t-shirt. I can't lie, people. Anyway, let's move on, because we've been live for like 35 minutes just talking about Glock 9. We have finally signed Zubi. Zubi-dooby-doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Who was the Liverpool guy that did that, man? That video, I can't remember the guy's name, but that video is an absolute classic. It's a classic, man. I love the way he sings that. He thought that deal was bagged. I mean, I hope I don't look like that in a week's time if we don't get Gyokeres. But let me tell you something right now, by the way, just on that Gyokeres story, yeah. There's a lot of people hurt today, you know. I'm telling you now, people. There's a lot of ops that aren't happy with this. So many people were like, yo, Gyokeres, are you mad? You ain't getting him. You're going to get Sesko. But we flipped the script. We said at the back end of last season, this Berta deal could be the biggest signing that Arsenal have made in years. And I mean years. Because it changes the narrative. You're bringing somebody in with a different thought process. Yo, big up Matisse, bro. I mean, I'm happy with Gyokeres, but the two stories at the end, maybe not so happy. Noni and Ethan. I told you this was going to be a crash out show today. I was basically coming on this show today to just let the whole clip off and start ripping down the club that you're trying to buy Madueke and you might let Nwaneri go. Then they announced Zubimendi, calmed me down a little bit, but not much. I've been waiting 6 months for that deal. But then Glock 9, I'm like, okay, let's go on the merch store and get next day delivery. Anyway, Zubimendi has signed, people. Zubimendi has signed for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's quotes were, Martin Zubimendi is a player who will bring a huge amount of experience and quality and football intelligence. He will fit in really well. He has all the attributes to be a key player. The standard he has consistently performed at over the last few seasons for club and country is exactly why we are so excited to have him with us. We all welcome Martin and his family to the club. I think this deal... Notice, Matt, it's very interesting. I mean, Lewis Skelly Berta with his hand on his shoulder. Zubimendi. The only thing I could say, maybe Arteta's not in the country. Arsenal flying out to Spain this week. Maybe he only just come back to England. I think because this signing has been so dragged out and played out, it's quite difficult to feel that excited about this signing because it feels like he's been an Arsenal player for months and months and months. However, it's still important that we understand that this is a very good signing if he adapts to the Premier League. I think Zubimendi is a top quality ball playing centre mid. My question has always been, can he adapt to the Premier League? That's my question. If he can, I think he'll be superb. If he can't, then, we've got a problem on our hands. But I do think we do still have to remember this is a big signing. This is a big signing. This is a guy that Real Madrid were looking at. I don't think they actually made the move for him, but they were certainly looking. We know Liverpool thought they had him last summer. So it's still quality that we got him. My thing with him has always been on the ball, he's different class. You can see it. It's can he deal with the physicality and the speed of the Premier League? But for 50 odd million, the way I've seen him play for Spain, if he can play like that for Arsenal, he could be an exceptional player for us. And obviously, when you've got the power of Declan Rice and the quality back four that we've got, But yeah, let's see. I'm very happy with the signing. It's just whether he adapts, and we need him to. We need him to. Over 5,000 people watching. Big up your damn selves. Positive talks for Arsenal. We've signed Zubimendi. We're closing in on Gyokeres. We're moving like a serious football club. Make sure we get at least 3,000 likes. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, people. We're hunting down that 100k. We're 4.5k away from 100k. So let's get there. Maybe we'll do a big giveaway. Can we get there before the season starts, people? In the middle of next month. Don't forget, we are sponsored today by Match Bingo as well. Scan the QR code, deposit £5 to get £10 free, buy 4 cards to get 1 free. I've had a few cards for some of these Club World Cup games, and it plays for you, and if you win, just deposits back in your account. Big up to Match Bingo supporting the channel. Zubimendi has signed a 5-year contract with the club, and he will wear the number 36 shirt for Arsenal. I think he wore 36 at Sociedad. So he's obviously just wanting to continue with the number that he was wearing there. And all of a sudden, there's just reason for optimism now. You feel better about what's happening. I remember going on tour last summer. We flew out. We didn't have one new player. Not one. Not one new player was at Arsenal when we were going on tour. We actually signed Calafiori during the tour, and he didn't even play. He'd only just signed. He missed the last game. So we came back from tour with one new player. We're going to be going on tour in 2 weeks. We've got Kepa. We've got Zubimendi. They reckon Norgard will be signed in the next 2 days. Apparently he wore 4 at Sociedad, so maybe it's a number that has meaning to him. And if this Gyokeres deal goes as quick as we expect, I mean, Fabrizio saying it could be here we go today, you would expect him to be at Arsenal maybe this week. It could happen that quick. We know the personal terms are already done. Once they agree the deal with Sporting, medical, announcement video, job done. We could be going on tour with maybe 5 new players. So at least they're moving properly. There's still a lot of work to do. Still a lot of work to do. Saliba hasn't signed a new deal. Saka hasn't signed a new deal. Nwaneri hasn't signed a new deal. And we're going to talk about Nwaneri, obviously, later in the show. So listen, Zubimendi, welcome to the club. We've waited 6 months to get this deal over the line. And I hope he's going to be a fantastic player, because that number 6 role is vital for Arsenal. Vital for Arsenal. In the way we play. You've seen it with Man City. Without Rodri in the team, they're not the same player. The number 6 role is imperative in the way that we play football. So we need Zubimendi to be a hit record for us. That is for sure. Big up to everyone locked in, man. Listen, appreciate the numbers. 5,150 of you locked in. Exciting day for Arsenal. Zubimendi announced. Gyokeres looks like it's going to happen. Could even happen today from what we're hearing in terms of total agreement with Sporting Lisbon. So let's see what happens with that. It's been a few crazy days in the footballing world, man. Obviously, the tragic news of Diogo Jota, and I spoke about that in detail the other day. And loads of just crazy things going on. Obviously, the Thomas Partey news was insane. Even yesterday, I mean, you look at the injury that was sustained by Musiala, man. I mean, apparently, I think he's out for 5 or 6 months. Broken leg, and a lot of criticism from FIFA saying that, the tournament has been too much, and, he should be on holiday, and players are being overplayed and ran into the ground. I think football, FIFA, UEFA, they need to sort of look at what they're doing with the game, and I think I think football's being watered down. I think they're watering down the product that we're getting. They want more and more and more of it to make more money. You have all these games in the league, all these games in the Champions League. Then you go on these grueling tours all over the world. More games, more stadiums, more money. Then you have this Club World Cup, which, to be honest, from a footballing point of view, has been a better tournament than I expected. I've quite enjoyed it, especially in the latter stages. But you're watering down the product. Then you're making up Nations League, which is a glorified friendly. And how many games do you expect these guys to be able to play? And this is why we sit here a lot of the time and go, football's not as good. Football's not as entertaining. There's not as much skill. There's so many systems. It's boring. There's rotation. All they care about is money. They just want money, money, money. But you're losing the quality of the product of what you're watching, because these players cannot continue to play 50, 60 games a season, play 5, 6 games for their country, go on tour, play 4 or 5 games, go to a Club World Cup and play 7, 8, 9, 10 games in 36 degrees. You see them fans and the water spraying on the managers. It's boiling hot over there. So I think things have to change in football, man. The amount of injuries that these guys get now, it's absolutely crazy. Dr. Barron said, give him the 10, get Diego Simeone and Isak, 4-4-2, Bergkamp and Henry. I think he might take 10. I can't see Arteta giving him the 14 and dragging it off Jesus's back. He gets on well with him from City. It's footy, not soccer. Does this forgive the Noni move for you? I said, right, I don't want Noni Madueke. The only way I would let Madueke slide, Rodrigo, Eze, Gyokeres, and Nwaneri new deal. If you're signing Madueke as an extra player, I wouldn't be happy with it, but I'll just allow it because you've brought me the winger, the number 10, the striker. But my problem is, if we sign Madueke, I do not believe Arsenal get Rodrigo, Eze, and Gyokeres. It's too much money. I can't see Arsenal spending that much money and having that many attacking players at once. Yeah, Rodrigo's going to cost you over 70 million. Gyokeres is going to cost you over 60 million. We've already bought Zubimendi at 50. Eze's 68 million. Madueke is going to cost 50. I just can't see that happening. I think if Madueke signs for Arsenal, one of those players doesn't come to Arsenal. And I'm just sick of buying Chelsea players as well. MJ said, from Isak to Gyokeres, Rodrigo to Noni, see you soon. This guy, man never stops, MJ, take a day off, day of rest, Sunday. You better relax. We'll see you at Old Trafford. We better smash them like opening day. Chris Eddy said, watching from Dubai, hurry up and announce Gyokeres. We need that here we go today, bro. I'm telling you, I don't want to mess about. I don't want this to drag out for days and days. I want here we go. They flew over there on Friday. Let's get the here we go today. Let's not mess about. Amici said, big up Big C and big up the community. Bombs are going off in the Man United YouTube camp. They've been praying for Sesko to Arsenal so they can sneak in Gyokeres. Bro, I was even sort of in that mindset that United are waiting to see if we get Sesko and then they're going to swoop and get Gyokeres. But luckily, We've used our common sense, you know. Big up to you. Now they're left with, what do? Apparently they're looking at Ollie Watkins. Berta went to Portugal and said, we got a problem, says he, man. Yeah, man, handle business. Harvey Specter, big up to you, bro. Big up Big C. Sesko's GA is not it. No way he's getting a move for them P's. C. Do you think Arteta will play Glock 9 to his strengths? What would your advice be for G9 as a former striker? What are the percentage he signs? I think the percentage is very high. I would say in the 90s. I think this deal's nearly done. What would my advice to him? Arteta needs to adapt the system a little bit. Every striker that he's used, he's wanted them to drop deep and link up play, which is why he moved Aubameyang wide, because he didn't like Oba playing on the shoulder and playing in the penalty area. So he sacrificed Oba to the left, put Lacazette up front, and we know Lacazette was dropping deep every minute. Havertz did the same. Jesus did the same. All of the strikers that Arteta has utilised have dropped deep and gone all over the pitch. That's not what Sesko, please get that out of my mind. That's not what Gyokeres does. Play for the 18-yard box, shoot on sight. Saka will feed you. He puts a lot of crosses in, and then you've got Odegaard. We need Odegaard to get back to his best. And hopefully we've got a quality left winger by the time the season starts. So shoot on sight, bro. The Premier League, by the way, it's not an unbelievable league defensively. If you really look at it, is the Prem, how many amazing centre-backs are there in the Prem? We've got two of the best. Liverpool got two of the best. City got one or two good ones. I don't think the Prem's that good. Defensively, if I'm a good striker, I'm looking at the Prem thinking, yeah, I can eat there. I can get goals galore there. Do you know what I mean? I can get goals galore. The three promoter teams the last 2 or 3 years have been trash. You're playing them 6 times. I'd expect to get 5 goals out of that. And then, nah, man. And then if you give him penalties as well, we get loads of penalties. He can get goals galore, man. He can get goals galore. Fullbacks are way better than centre. I just don't think the centre-backs are that good in the Prem. I think he can get goals galore. Right, let's get to it. And then we'll maybe go back to Gyokeres before we finish the show. Because let's be honest, we can talk about that for a while. United getting Calvert-Lewin. Are they being linked with Calvert-Lewin? Surely not. Surely not. That's madness if they go for him. If we land Eze and Gyokeres, we will win the league, says Lynch. My thing with Eze is I need Eze and a left winger. I don't know about playing Eze left wing. But I want Eze, that's for sure, Lynch. Let's get a couple more of it. Curtis, do a kill up Berta meme. Delete the killer Kai. Yeah, we can edit that. We can edit that. Big up to you. MJ said Gabriel Heinz inside job. Fergie made the call. I didn't actually realise him and Arteta were teammates. Gunner down under. Big up yourself, bro. It was always Gyokeres, my man. I called it weeks ago. Gyokeres was the main target early. The links back up with Sesko only appeared after Sporting were playing hardball. We leaked interest in Sesko to put pressure on Sporting, saying we'll go elsewhere. It's crazy because at the time I thought it was the other way around. But they actually maybe wanted Gyokeres and were putting the Sesko stories out there to make Sporting Lisbon change their approach, where I thought they wanted Sesko and they were putting the odd Gyokeres story out there to make them change. So it just shows a lot of the time, you know, how it looks isn't how it actually is. So I have to applaud Berta and Arsenal for this. To get the most informed striker, along with Mbappe, in Europe for less than £70 million is crazy. It's crazy, really. So big up to you, bro. Big up to everyone locked in. Right, let's get to this one. Let's get to this one. People asking me about Partey, right? Listen, I spoke about the Partey situation for about 10 minutes at the end of the last live stream. And I said I'll leave it there. If you want to hear my thoughts on that, the last live stream before this, when the news broke, I spent about 10 minutes talking about it. I'm not going to go over it again. It's a complicated story. You know that. It's a terrible story. We all know that. And let's see how it plays out. Well, I've spoken about it in detail, you know. But yeah, let's talk about Noni Madueke. I'll be honest. It was crash out season this morning. I was only coming on this stream today to start crashing out. Because I saw this story last night and I said, nah. If you guys notice on this channel, I've hardly spoken about Madueke to Arsenal over the past few weeks. I've mentioned it briefly and just said, no, we don't want Whoopi Goldberg at Arsenal. A little bit of a laugh and joke about it. Keep it moving. Because every time I've seen the story, I've said, nah, it won't happen. Surely not another Chelsea player. Surely we're not in Chelsea's dustbins again, trying to recycle. But this story seems to have genuine momentum behind it. And that is scary, scary hours, people. What are they thinking? This is how I'm looking at it, right? This is how I'm looking at it. We tried to get Mbeumo. Mbeumo went to United. He wanted guaranteed football. Arsenal clearly, with Sterling going, obviously not good enough. Saka's just come back from a torn hamstring. Arteta wants cover for Saka on the right so that we don't have to play Saka every week. We probably all viewed Nwaneri as the backup to Saka. When he came in, he did well on that right-hand side. But from what we're reading, they view Nwaneri more as a number 8, number 10, central attacking midfielder. They don't think he is the guy to back up Saka over a longer period of time. But why Madueke is what I don't understand. Because surely you can get a solid right winger for 20, 30 million. We know that Bakayoko at PSV could be available for 20 million euros, about 17 million quid. Decent winger, good backup to Saka, job done. Chelsea want 50 million plus. Now, Cliffo's just mentioned it there, English quota. I don't actually know the numbers at the moment with the English quota, but I'm just looking at it of last year, players like Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, and then obviously Raheem Sterling's now gone. Maybe there is a problem that we do need to get some English players in. I don't know. But I'm still not giving Arsenal that excuse. I'm not giving them that excuse. Even if they need an English player, no problem. Bring Eze to the carpet. No problem. There's your answer. There's no justifiable reason to say that Madueke is the player that we need. It's not like he's 20 million with a year left and you go, okay, 20 mil, I just take him as a squad player. They want 50 million pounds. Arsenal don't drop 50 millions easily. We're not Man City. We don't just go 50 mil, 50 mil, 50 mil. This is an important signing in terms of how much money he's going to cost. And he's not even done that well at Chelsea. Why would Chelsea let him go after 2 seasons, season and a half, if he was that good? He's not that good. That's the reason. So for me, this is a disappointing signing. You've also got to question Madueke a little bit, right? Because I always look at the angle of the player and everything about it. Madueke is leaving Chelsea because Palmer and Neto are ahead of him in the pecking order. He's been in some of the England squads. He obviously wants to leave and get first team football and try and get in that England squad. Well, where do you play in this Arsenal team? Because apparently he doesn't like playing on the left. And you ain't playing ahead of Saka on the right. So basically, the way I'm looking at it is Madueke must be looking at it like this. I can either sit on Chelsea's bench on 50 grand a week, or I can sit on Arsenal's bench on probably 130, 140, 150 grand a week. Plus, players get nearly a 10% signing on fee. So if he costs 50 million, he gets 5 million signing on fee. So it's almost, I almost feel like it's a lack of ambition from him anyway. I'll go to Arsenal. I get a 5 million signing on fee. I'll double my wages, and Arsenal are a better team anyway. So is it really an ambitious move from him? There's no guarantee of him starting. Surely he doesn't rock up on the left. And you're right, don't hate the player, hate the game. It's like being in a job that you don't like. You might as well be in a job you don't like on good wages. And that's how I kind of look at it with him. He's thinking, I'm not playing at Chelsea. I probably won't play at Arsenal, but at least I'll be on more money. The deal from every angle doesn't make sense. Every angle. You ain't playing at Arsenal. We don't need to spend 50 million on a backup. It doesn't make sense from any angle. I understand having a covered player for Saka. I'm not oblivious to that. And I want to make it abundantly clear, and I've said this multiple times on here. Madueke is not a bad player. He's a half-decent player. He's quick, plays for England. He's just not a player that changes the level of Arsenal. And the price of it doesn't make sense. If he was 20 million with a year left on his deal, I wouldn't even moan. I'd say, 20 million. He's 23, he's English, I'll take it as a squad player. He's 50 million pounds. And he's got a bit of a bad attitude. He doesn't even strike me as an Arteta kind of player. This guy thinks he's a rapper. This guy thinks he's a rapper. His attitude's mad. He thinks he's future. I'm telling you now, this guy thinks he's a rap artist. I don't get this deal at all from any angle. He's not even... I genuinely, if Saka was injured now for 10 games, I think I'd rather play Nwaneri for the 10 games than Madueke. Because I look at Nwaneri and I think he can get better and better and better. I don't look at Madueke and think, yo, he's going to get better and better. I just don't think that. Because Chelsea, why are they binning him so quickly? So that deal for me makes no sense whatsoever. Apart from, yeah, you do need better cover for Saka because Saka's torn his hamstring. You don't want him playing every week. However, is there a silver lining around this deal? I hope so. But Fabrizio has said something else, actually, about this deal. Where is it? Where is it? I've got that many windows open here at the moment. Right, let me get that one back. Anyway, he's basically saying that there is a little bit of distance in agreeing the transfer fee, which could delay any deal happening. Right, there we go. I've got it back. Oh, there we go. Right, let's share the screen so you guys can see this. Fabrizio is the go-to guy at the moment. I can't lie. On his YouTube channel, he said there is quite a difference at the moment in Chelsea's valuation and Arsenal's valuation. They're saying Arsenal would like to pay between about 35 and 40 million. Chelsea want at least 50 million. Surely Arsenal just look at that and go, come on, this is not value for money. Not only are you financially helping out Chelsea, because we know that Chelsea need the books to be balanced for them to go into the market and do other things. But second of all, you don't need to be spending 50 million. The problem that we've got is that if Arteta views Nwaneri as Odegaard's backup in that attacking midfield role, he obviously then feels we need another right winger to back up Saka. And I have no problem with that, if that's how he views him, right? Get another right winger that can back up Saka. Cool. But then does that mean Arsenal can't sign Eze if they sign Madueke? Because if you sign Eze to battle with Odegaard in the attacking midfield role, and you sign Madueke to battle with Saka on the right, and Ethan Nwaneri's negotiating a new contract, if I'm Ethan Nwaneri's agent, I'm going, well, attacking midfield, you've got Eze and Odegaard, so I'm not getting game time there. And on the right, you've got Saka, and you've got Madueke. So where do I fit into all this? I'm third choice right winger and third choice attacking midfielder. So why am I going to sign a new contract when other clubs around Europe want Nwaneri? So that's where my concern is with this whole thing. Number one, does Madueke cost us getting Eze? And number two, does it force Nwaneri to leave the club? Which is even crazier because I think he's one of our best, most exciting players in the attack. So let's see what happens with this. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Big up Harvey, said, can't always watch because of work. Always rooting for you. Big up, man. Big up the whole community locked in. Over 5,000 of you tuning in. What do you guys make of Noni Madueke? Like, am I being overly critical? I've seen some people online saying decent player. I just don't like the whole surrounding circumstances of the deal. I don't like the amount of money he's costing. I don't like the team that he's coming from. I don't like the fact that he could potentially harm other transfers. And I don't like the fact that that could put Ethan Nwaneri's future in doubt at the club. I don't like any of those four things. So for me, that's why I would stay away from the deal. But what do you guys think? Have any of you got a different perspective? Cliffo said overly critical, but the fact it's Chelsea, it could mean Nwaneri is done. That's the main issue. And that for me is a shocker if Arsenal were to lose him. Lose Ethan. Unprecedented said he was Chelsea's best winger last season, even though it's not that hard. Well, let's look at Chelsea's wingers last season. They moved Cole Palmer into the 10. He is their best winger, but obviously can play 10. They had Pedro Neto playing on the left when I think he's better on the right. Mudryk got done for, blue magic or whatever he was doing. And who else have they got? They ain't really got a winger. So let's be honest, being Chelsea's best winger last season, the standards are on the floor. Their best winger is Palmer. He moved to the 10. So then you're looking at Neto, Mudryk, and him. And Jadon Sancho. You know what I mean? Jadon Sancho, they paid £5 million to send him back. So, I mean, the standards were not very high. By the way, Cardo, big up yourself on your birthday, man. Happy birthday to you on your birthday, man. Look at this one. MP says, this chat is totally pointless. Nobody sees your comment. Well, first of all, I do see all the comments. Second of all, understand, bro. There's 5,000 people on YouTube, 28 on Twitch. Big up the Twitch gang as well. It's very difficult to read out every comment. I do see all your comments. But we have to keep the show flowing, So relax. It's Sunday, man. I've been singing today and all sorts. Today's a good day for Arsenal. But Madueke, is this deal going to happen? Does anybody see it with any positivity is what I'm asking you in the chat. Is there anybody that thinks he is a good player? I just worry about the knock-on effect. That's what I worry about. Gyokeres also now avoids playing the best defense in the Prem. Yeah, exactly. Play for us rather than against us. Midnight said, you missed my £5 super chat. Let you off if we get G9. Bro, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Midnight, I swear I didn't even see an earlier one. Apologies, bro, if I did. It didn't even save. So, my bad, bro. That's a StreamYard issue. It's supposed to save all the super chats. Sky Touche, watched him play 3 days ago. Trash. Madueke. Gunnar Carlos, I genuinely don't mind Noni. Imagine 70 minutes in, he subs you in. You have to defend a player like him who is rapid, genuinely really good on the ball. Listen, I'm prepared to hear all perspectives. I've had a few people message me saying he's not as bad as you're making out. He's actually very dangerous. It's his end product's not good enough. As I said, my explanation for not wanting to sign him is more around the circumstances surrounding it. Does it affect Eze signing for Arsenal? Does it affect Nwaneri signing a new contract? 50 million. You're also balancing the books for Chelsea. Those are the factors that bother me more. Madueke at left back, knowing Arteta. Yep. Harvey says, by the way, big up Curtis, you do amazing getting everyone's comments in. Always engage genuinely with us all, which can't be easy. You always wish me well too. My guy, bro, just had to give props. Hey, blessings, bro. Big up to you. Appreciate that. Just in case says Klopp will likely sell Sesko for 30 million when Liverpool come calling. Do you know what, bro? I don't even think Liverpool would want him, to be honest. I think Liverpool will go for Ekatike or somebody like that. But yeah, Kloppy might have done him a favour if they did want him, to be honest. Mr. Kaplan said, how is it so easy to agree personal terms and different to renew? I suppose if you're signing a player, it's different to renewing a player that's already there. They might need different circumstances. You look at Saliba, we know Real Madrid are lurking, so it's always going to be tough. But I think that Gyokeres deal sends a message. I was saying this the other day, how Declan Rice is liking all of Gyokeres's pictures. The players aren't stupid. They know. they're going to be sitting there going, yo, this is sick. Look at the striker we're bringing in. Aman said, in before Gyokeres. No, we read that one. Oh, midnight. There it is. I did find it. So you can relax now. I didn't even see it. Top of the screen. United fans already saying if they sign Wissa or Watkins, they would outscore G9. Bunch of fools. Calvert-Lewin to Man United. Here we go. Yeah, big up midnight. Jorge, if he doesn't work out, fine, but at least we tried in terms of Gyokeres you're talking. Yep. Gunnarola, Zubi, Gyokeres, potentially Rodrigo and Eze. Goosebumps loaded. I will have goosebumps like the Travis Scott song if we do that. And I think Jorge's comment was very true, right? I very much backed this Gyokeres deal all summer and even before the summer. There's no guarantee this deal works. As I said before, we've seen top quality players come to the league. Di Maria, Falcao, Shevchenko, great players have come here and not worked out. So there's no guarantee, but I just think he will work. He's played in England before as well, so I just think he'll adapt to the league, to the environment. We'll create loads of chances for him. I think he'll do the business. Gunnarola said, what I like most about Gyokeres is his elite mentality. You just know he's coming here vexed with a point to prove in the league. Just what we need. Totally agree with that. Aiden, wait, who is this guy? I've never heard of him before, says Aiden. And Donald said, this Gyokeres signing proves that Berta won't be influenced by any of Arteta's bull. Yeah. Amici, Curtis Shaw TV, simply the best Arsenal YouTuber. Quality content, big up yourself. You always got to take the compliments as and when. Appreciate that, man. Big up yourself, Amici. NC USA Gunnar, fine print on Madueke is big gap in valuation between Arsenal and Chelsea. Effing boys, hoping it's just Berta, smoke and mirrors. Again, we all thought we were signing Sesko. In the end, it looks like they used Sesko to get Sporting Lisbon to drop the price to get the deal done for Gyokeres. Maybe they're using Madueke to get Palace to drop the Eze price or Real Madrid to do something in terms of Rodrigo. Who knows? Who knows? That's what I'm hoping. Because 2 weeks ago, we were all saying we're getting Sesko. All the big articles are saying, yeah, they like Gyokeres, but Sesko's the priority. 2 weeks later, things have changed very quickly. So who knows? Whammer74, big CU legend. If we sign Gyokeres or Eze, are Eze and Rodrigo also coming? What an amazing summer that would be. Do you agree the ceiling has been raised in terms of the starting team? For me, at the moment, Zubimendi is still a question mark. I rate his ability, but is he better than Partey in this team? So that's still, let's wait and see. But I think Gyokeres is, I think there's no doubt he's better than Havertz up front. So that's pushed the level up. We need that left winger. We need that left winger. If they get Rodrigo and Eze, this could go down as one of the best transfer windows I have seen at Arsenal. Certainly would be the best of the Emirates era, I think. Guna John, Arteta plays Pep tactics. 3 years belated. Inverted fullback, false nine, just like Pep now. Surely he has to adapt to Glock 9. But then you look at with Pep. Pep turned around and got the out-and-out gunman striker. So Pep was on all this false nine, and then he said, yeah, we'll just take Haaland. 18-yard box striker who just bangs goals in, and that's what Gyokeres would be. Sky Touche said, players asking for crazy money. Clubs have got to make money. Football's a business. If you don't want to play Pulisic, well, yeah, they want big dough. Spar said, if we sign Gyokeres, I'll buy a kit. Full kit, bro. We're the shin pads as well. Toma, Arsenal finally getting the corned beef, rice, and the milk. Get what you need on the list. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Death Taxes, Chelsea bin collection. Ah, dear. I did see a picture, actually, right? I'll try and get it up, but Arsenal always taking out the trash from Chelsea. We seem to love that. I don't know why. What is, like, genuinely, I think that has to be one of the questions in the press conference this summer. Mikel, why do Arsenal keep buying Chelsea players? What is the the thought process behind a Chelsea player that is deemed not good enough for them coming to Arsenal and us thinking they are going to be good enough for us? Where does that come from? Where is the belief that... Who has worked out before? What Chelsea player have we signed that has actually come here and done the business? I mean, Nkunku's being linked with Man United today. I mean, that ain't us, but people love buying these Chelsea players. I don't get it. I really don't get it. 2 in the same window as well. We kind of let the Kepa one go because you're going, okay, £5 million backup goalkeeper. I can just about deal with that. But a £50 million backup right winger doesn't really make sense. Arsenal is wanting to revive careers. I said it years ago, didn't I? We're like the RSPCA. We want to rescue people. Rescue careers and this, that, the other, you know. Just, here was the picture, I think it was. Arsenal taking out the Chelsea trash, which we seem to love doing. There was actually a video that was even funnier, but I didn't save it. Yeah, like how many? I didn't even put Sterling in this. Benayoun, Diarra, Luiz, Cech, Willian, Jorginho, Havertz, Kepa, and Madueke on the way, people. You know what I mean? The bin collectors. It's mad. They must just pull up at Stamford Bridge in the lorry and just take out the trash. David said, striker, is Mikel finally about that life? Maybe he's woke up, man. Maybe he's finally woke up and realised what is necessary. David said, Glock 9 up top. Does that mean a donkey in the 10? They're just not going to work, man. It's not going to work. That's an interesting thought process. Like, if Gyokeres is starting up front, what does that mean for Havertz? I know what it would mean from my point of view, but from his point of view, would he turn his back on Havertz and say, you're on the bench, that's you done? Or would he go, let's go back to attacking midfielder? I just don't think he can get away with that. Plus, if Havertz in attacking midfield, how do you get Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Declan Rice into the team? You can't do it. So I think he has no choice. I think he has to say that you're now a bench player. Shy, big up, member for 33 months. Brio, Chelsea signings are the easiest. It's a subscription. Yo, you're not wrong. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. It's like Amazon Prime, you know? It's like Netflix. DJU said, the only way the Noni deal will be okay is if we sign Rodrigo and Eze on top of the rest. We need these players to just keep up the season. Yeah. If they've got, let's just say they're sitting on 300 million, right? Let's say they're sitting on 300 million, which seems unrealistic for Arsenal, right? But let's say they're sitting on 300. You've taken away 51 million for Zubimendi, Norgard 10 million, 5 million Kepa. You've still got 234 million left. You sign Gyokeres for 68 million, still got 166. You spend 75 on Rodrigo. That only leaves you with 91. 68 on Eze. That only leaves you 23 million. And then you want to buy Madueke for 50. You've spent 327 million. Arsenal are not going to spend that much money, which is why I keep saying on this show, if we sign Madueke for 50 million, they will not sign Rodrigo or Eze. One of those deals will not happen. It's just not realistic. I can't see Arsenal spending 327 million, which is what it would cost to get all those guys in. One of those will be taken off to balance it. So that's my problem. Now, that's the other thing. Martinelli's being linked with Saudi, but the rumour also saying that he doesn't want to go Saudi. He doesn't want to go there. So if Saudi offer big money, is Martinelli willing to go there? Let's move on. Few more stories. Big up, man. Quality show. A lot of people locked in. Just under 5,000 of you still tuned in. Make sure you get the likes up. Let's get at least 3,000 likes. Big up Cruz and Tay locked in, man. My boys are locked in. You know what I mean? Happy days today, you know. Gyokeres settings. We might have to get new kits this summer. You know what I mean? None of that Sesko business and all that, you know. Big up to everyone, man. Big up the Twitch gang as well. People saying congratulations, Danny. Welcome to. Oh, is somebody in the comments got married? Yeah, big up yourself. I tell you what, Arsenal is like a marriage. To be honest, it is. If Rodrigo happens, it'll be his last day. It'll be last day, just like Ozil. Maybe. I think after the Club World Cup, you'll hear pretty quickly whether they're willing to sell him or not. If we get Glock, surely we get C Unit merch. Yeah, it's got to be that time, ain't it? We can't keep faffing. I need some sort of... I've got an idea of the merch that I want to do. Hick said, Arteta moving like Mr. Bimman. Keep Nwaneri. We need to keep Nwaneri, man. Hey Chart says, we need 4 or 5 more signings. Isak to Liverpool. Can it happen? I think a lot with Liverpool will depend on if Darwin goes to Napoli, and then... I don't think Isak will leave this summer, but Liverpool, if they made a massive offer, I think Isak would act very different. I think Isak's willing to stay at Newcastle, but if the right club came in for him, I think you'd see a different attitude from him. I think he'd want to leave. He'd want to go to Liverpool as well, let's be honest, man. Let's talk about Leandro Trossard. He is today, people, being linked with a move to Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho's side. A lot of these clubs in Turkey are making big moves, man. We've seen players like Leroy Sané go over there. Osimhen is now being linked with a permanent move to Galatasaray as well, by the way. So they're not messing about when you look at the Sané wages that he got over there. And apparently Fenerbahce are making a move for Leandro Trossard. This story actually says it could be about 25 million. I don't know whether that's euros or pounds, actually. They see him as a potential new signing for next season. I've said on this channel many times, I'd be selling Trossard this summer. Not everybody agrees with that. Some people think he put up decent numbers last year. He's a good squad player. But for me, he's 30. He's got a year left on his deal. I wouldn't extend that deal. I think his time at Arsenal is kind of... I don't think you should be giving Trossard a new contract. And plus, if we are going to sign a left winger, you don't then need Trossard and Martinelli. You don't need 3 left wingers. You've got to get one of them off the wage bill, get a little bit of decent money in for him, and then move him on. Like I said, don't get me wrong. If a Saudi club, Al Nassr, offer 70 million for Martinelli, and Martinelli's willing to go there, Martinelli can go and you keep Trossard as the backup. I'm not a crazy fan of either one of them. I would just keep Martinelli because of the age, because of the pace, because of the potential. I don't think Trossard gets any better than what he is right now. And I wouldn't give him a new contract. So if Fenerbahce offered, listen, 25, I think you got to get 30 million for him. 30 million plus. And I think you get rid of him, to be honest. He's 30 with a year left, so you're not going to get massive money for him because of the contract. 30 million plus, maybe you can get 30, 35, I'd let him go. I'd let him go. KD says, sell Trossard for 20. Man said the drunk panda can go. Sell Trossard for 25, Zinni for 25, Nelson for 20, and Vieira for 15. I think Zinchenko would be less. I think you saw him linked with AC Milan. It was like 15 million. Because Zinchenko's on massive wages and the clubs that want him, I don't think any club is going to give you 25 million for Zinchenko and take on his wages. 150 grand a week at a top Premier League club is standard wages. 150 grand a week at clubs like AC Milan is like, you're probably one of the top earners at the club. Those clubs won't pay that for a player like him. They just won't do it. They haven't got the money right now. You look at Italian football in general. Financially, they're struggling. So I'm not sure we could get a Nelson at 20. I think would be optimistic as well. I think that would be closer to 10 or 15. And Vieira, I mean, do Porto want him on a permanent? I haven't heard any other clubs linked with him. I think those deals would be closer to like 10 million, to be honest. And that's if I haven't heard of any club try and sign Fabio Vieira at this stage. So it's always the wages that are the problem. But yeah, for me, Trossard, I would let him go. Frog Surrounded by Rocks says, relax, rude boy, exits. Yo, listen, we need to sell a few as well. But This Gyokeres deal has changed the whole outlook. Away NTV said, I don't care who we sign, we win or it's Arteta's head. Listen, we've spoken about this many, many, many times on this channel. Many times, people. I've said many times on this channel, bring in top quality players so Arteta has no excuses. You bring in a top striker, you bring in a top left winger, you give him Zubimendi, which we all know he wanted Zubimendi for years, so that he has no hiding place. Now, you either win or you move on. Because you can't have players like this and have an unsuccessful season. You've got to then win trophies. So for me, not only am I delighted that we are signing, hopefully, a top quality striker, it means that Mikel Arteta can't say anything that, oh, I'm short in this area, or I needed this, I needed that. No. You got what you want. Arsenal should be scoring goals. We had the best defence in the Premier League last season. So we know the defence is solid. We know David Raya has improved. We know Lewis Skelly's been quality. We know Gabriel and Saliba are absolute beasts. Timber's a beast. Ben White's back from injury. Brilliant rotation. Mosquera, I'm pretty sure he's going to join. Right-sided centre-back cover. Kivior improved massively at the end of the season. Left centre-back cover. Calafiori left centre-back cover. Maybe left-back cover. Kepa as backup in goal. Solid as two goalkeepers. You got your Zubimendi, got Rice, got Odegaard. Norgard's coming in as backup. And then you give him, come on, man, there's no hiding place. If that guy can't deliver trophies, there's nowhere to hide. Pedro Almeida just tweeted, Gyokeres to Arsenal, done deal. He is a top journalist. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Listen, if they go here we go today, I'll be live again this evening. We can do 15 streams about Gyokeres. I'm telling you now. Sky Sports running with it now, look. Sky Sports are actually the latest with news, aren't they? Arsenal are pushing to sign Victor Gyokeres, talks at an advanced stage. We knew that hours ago, my friend. Pedro Almeida, yeah, just seen that. Just seen that. They're all saying it. Nicolo Shearer. Gyokeres to Arsenal, contract until 2030, 5-year contract. Jeez, man. Crazy work. Arteta wants a swift end to the saga. They want it wrapped up so that he can travel to Spain with Arsenal at the end of next week. Yo, they're moving. They're moving. What number does he get? Amici said they advanced on Noni despite being in the Club World Cup. While they're still there, they should also stop at the Madrid camp and advance Rodrigo before returning. 100%. I think Rodrigo's available at the right price. The amount of football he's had, something ain't right. They're treating him like a scrub. Gunnarola, the constant Chelsea business started the moment we moved to a stats-based recruitment versus traditional scouting model, agent relations and easy payment. They've obviously got a great relationship with Chelsea, which you're not surprised. We give them big money for rubbish. So they're probably laughing every time we ring them every summer. Nicolas Pepe was shaded only to get Noni in. Yeah, I honestly think the Pepe at Arsenal was probably better than the Noni that we're about to sign. Genuinely. Technically, Pepe was better than him. First touch, free kicks, skill. The only thing I probably give Noni is speed. It's just, yeah. Sharif, big up with the super sticker, bro. Really appreciate it. Danny said, oh, here we go. In my honeymoon, tuning in. Happy belated B-Day from a June baby to another. Thanks for always giving information and entertainment. Big C. Big up, Danny, man. Enjoy the honeymoon. Enjoy the honeymoon. Newly married. Big up yourself. Hope you're having a good time. Appreciate the fact you're on your honeymoon and still tuning in. So big up. Blessings to you and your wife. And yeah, June babies, man. Summertime, you know, born in the summer. So, yeah, and we got £3 million for Pepe, by the way. £3 million for Nicolas Pepe is crazy, crazy work. Let's finish off with the final, slightly more worrying story. Hopefully nothing to it, but who knows? We saw a couple stories yesterday and I did not like the look of them, but we'll discuss it and see if we think there's any truth in it. So Fabrizio Romano again, man's on fire. Man's like Denzel Washington, man on fire. Chelsea have been showing interest in Ethan Nwaneri's situation, only in case a new deal won't be sealed with Arsenal. Nwaneri and Arsenal are in talks over a new deal, while the player wants game time guaranteed. Separate deal from Madueke, who agreed personal terms with Arsenal. I don't like the way that story sounds. I don't like it. Because as I said earlier, if Madueke comes in on the right to back up Saka and Eze joins to back up Odegaard, where does Nwaneri's future lie at Arsenal? If there's two attacking midfielders and two right wingers, you're pushing him to the back of the queue. He's wanted by a number of clubs apparently. You need to make sure he feels like he's got a clear path of development. He's worried by the lack of game time. So they need to be very careful. I think he's a fantastic player, by the way. He's one of my favourite players at Arsenal because of what I think he can become at Arsenal. And I'm telling you now, I genuinely think Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, I think every single one of the big clubs in the Premier League would sign Ethan Nwaneri. Every single one of them. Because of his age, because of his potential. They would all sign him, in my opinion. All of them. Even if he's not playing every week. You'd be stupid not to sign him. Even if you look at it and go, you know what? We sign him and try and flip him in 2 years and sell him. And then I think even big clubs in Europe would go for him as well. You have to get this guy to sign a new contract. You cannot allow him to leave. This is my thing. I think if they sign Noni, they don't get Eze. Or they don't get the winger. You've got to keep Nwaneri. I'm hoping that the Madueke deal is still a smokescreen for other deals to get a move on. Because if you look at, and as we've spoken about a lot, people, we all thought that Sesko was the main man. But maybe he was a smokescreen to make us get a better deal for Gyokeres. So hopefully they're just using Madueke to try and make other deals drop into place. To make other deals drop into place. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see with that one. It's a tricky one. I would hate to see Ethan Nwaneri leave the football club. I think he's a potential superstar. I would go as far as that. But what do you do if you're in Ethan's situation? He needs guarantees of game time. Madueke is a smokescreen for a new Ethan contract. Yeah, you wouldn't need to do that. Arsenal Future said, in total agreement, I'd sell Trossard. Reminds me of Jekyll and Hyde, plus he's now in his 30s. Nobby said, Nwaneri has to stay. We'll get a chance like Saka. Good things come to those who wait, apparently. Carol said Sesko wasn't a smokescreen. Berta must have threatened it. I do kind of agree with you with that, to be honest. I'm saying it's a smokescreen. I think if Arteta would have had his way, we would have signed Gyokeres. We would have signed Sesko instead of Gyokeres. I think the fact that Leipzig asked for big money and the fact that Berta was pushing to get Gyokeres, we've managed to get Arteta out of that thought process. But I still think it would have been him. Sapphire said, why does Arteta like Madueke? Is he mad? Yeah, I can't see what he even likes about him that much. It doesn't feel like a typical Arteta player, to be honest. Chris said, Curtis, did Brighton drop the ball when they had Gyokeres? It's always hard to say, isn't it? Because what sort of player was he at that stage? Maybe he didn't look that great. So it's very difficult. No one's liking Sesko's post, no? There's nothing to like, bro. Brio said, how can we negotiate with Nani? No, I read that one, didn't I? What was the next one? Brio put another one. Going to watch a YouTube Nwaneri comp after this. Bro, he's a baller, man. Against Forest, I took Cruz to the game. He scored that banger, bottom corner. The whole stadium was singing, Ethan Nwaneri, he's one of our own. The excitement. He was on the verge of getting in the England squad. Come on, man. It'd be criminal to let that guy leave. Day said Gyokeres didn't score versus the only good teams in Portugal, scoring versus 40-year-old centre-backs versus Estrella. As a Spurs fan, I'm elated. They will set you back 5 years. Hey, man. Big up to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for the super chat, Day. First of all, hold the timeout. Spend the next 3 minutes looking at Gyokeres goals. Because you've got Solanke up front, who, by the way, is a boyhood Arsenal fan and would probably love to be playing for Arsenal. So, and he got a hat-trick against Man City, by the way, who've been one of the best teams in the world in the last few years. Scored in the cup final as well against Benfica, who are one of the biggest clubs in Portugal. So, yeah, appreciate the super chat. Hold the 3-minute timeout. And Tottenham are Tottenham, aren't they? You know, Top Spur, what's that? You ever heard of them? No? Never heard of them. A new music said, if Ethan ends up going, serious questions have to be asked how we handle our HLM players. I've got faith in Berta, people. We've got the mob boss. We ain't losing Ethan while Berta is at this club. We ain't losing him. We've got a serious negotiator. We're not going to lose him. What was that guy's name people were saying? Pedro Oliveira or something. Pedro. Right, let me get that up. I just want to see that. We got to finish. Gyokeres is trending, by the way. He's surprised. Arsenal fans going crazy. If we get Here We Go, I'm going live again later on. I'm not messing about with this. We're going to rinse it for content. We don't often get... Look at this. What are we doing here? Man wanted to. This is all I need to see. Things like this. No more bomber, but that bomber was big. Look at this. Look at the numbers. Players in Europe's top 10 leagues since the start of last season. Gyokeres, 67 games, 66 goals. Harry Kane second, Haaland third, and Mbappe fourth. Even if those numbers drop 20, 30, 40%, he's still bagging 20 plus goals at Arsenal. I'm telling you now, no messing around. Shoot on sight. Gunman. Gunman. When's the last time Arsenal had a striker that you had that belief he's going to bag goals? Jesus, good player, not the guy. Havertz, not good enough. I tell you what tells you everything about Arsenal. Mourinho, last season, there was a time last season that I felt like Mourinho was one of the best strikers we'd had up front in years. That's how crazy Arsenal made me feel. Oba was unreal up front. Lacazette wasn't good enough. Jesus wasn't good enough. Havertz wasn't good enough. And Ketia wasn't good enough. I was actually looking at Mourinho like, yo, he's a cold finisher. That Madrid finish and some of them finishers, yo, he's got hella composure. When you look at Mourinho's numbers, right, when he was actually up front last season, he was getting like better goal to game ratio than what Havertz was getting. And he's a midfielder. So imagine what a prolific striker can do in this Arsenal team. I've said for a long time, people, I don't think Arsenal need a world beater up front to score goals. We miss loads of chances. Like, we constantly miss big chances in big games. I think you can easily score 20 goals in the Arsenal team if you're a good finisher, if you're prolific. What I like about Gyokeres, he feels like he's got that belief, that hunger. I've come from the Championship. I'm ready to bang goals in. I think he'll be a massive hit at Arsenal, man. Them numbers are undeniable. They're undeniable, people. I'm telling you now, I might get his name on the back of my shirt. That's how much I'm hyping this guy up. That's how much I'm hyping this guy up. This guy has turned down every club that has come in for him. Even dumped his girlfriend. What more did they want him to do? Man's done everything to come to Arsenal. 8 minutes ago, this guy, Kristoffersson from Sweden. Only a few details remain to be finalised. He will become the most expensive Swedish player in history. Wow. Very interesting. All them guys who wanted Sesko, right? All them guys who were hyping up Sesko because Arteta wanted him. You got to love players that want Arsenal. It's good, isn't it? Knocked out the FA Cup and the Champions League. Exactly. We missed a penalty against United. We missed big chances against PSG. What's our backup if Zubi flops? Needed Kudus. Or if Zubi flops, bro, it's Norgard. HR. HP Source, yo, bless Big C. I'm exhausted with all the transfer BS. Just keeping my head down, waiting on the new season to start. Big up the Gooners and C-Unit. C-Unit. We're outside today, people. Had folks selling out common sense for Sesko. Matty, like, it's crazy. Like, we live in a society now of football where fans believe if you disagree with the club, you're not a real fan. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, because Arteta wants Sesko, they want Sesko. They're putting up pie charts and stats to justify why they want him. Just watch both of them and tell me which one you think is better. That's all I want you to do. If anybody thinks Sesko's better, I have no problem with that. But at least have it based upon your own opinion. These guys are going off stats and opinions rather than facts and watching the player. And I don't get it. I do not get it. Happy clappers, yeah. Well, just support whatever the manager says. No, you didn't support the football club when you was a child for Mikel Arteta. You supported the club because that's your club. Sometimes the manager's wrong. Sometimes the players are wrong. It's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, we're gonna finish off. We'll rewind it back. We'll go for the Ornstein one. We did do the Fabrizio one. And I'll also maybe get that Pedro guy from Portugal, who's obviously apparently a good source as well, about Victor Gyokeres. Where is that clip? Oh, yeah. Right, we're good, people. And he's trending. Of course he's trending. Arsenal fans are going crazy. When that Here We Go drops, I'm going live again. I hope it's today. Sporting have given Gyokeres permission to delay the pre-season return while Sporting advance over a potential Arsenal move. That's from Damesh Chef. They're all reporting it now. These guys all wanted Sesko, bro. They're gonna have to edit their tweets. Arsenal are in advanced talks with Sporting Lisbon over a deal to sign Victor Gyokeres. Transfer fee discussions continue. Personal terms in place on a 5-year contract. The 27-year-old Sporting Lisbon striker only wants Arsenal. Only wants Arsenal. That sounds good. Arteta pushing for a swift conclusion. Hella deleted tweets, bro. I'm telling you now, man. I was on Twitter. I seen big accounts. Here's why Sesko suits us more than Gyokeres. I said, okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. But hey, I'm not here to say I told you so. I told you. I'm just here for the best for the football club. That's all we want. That's all we want. We want the best for the club. But we still remember. We've got it noted. It's jotted down in the brain. Top Gooners were capping. Anything the manager wants, they want. Wonder if they wanted Norgard and Kepa. Who knows? Maybe they did. Maybe they did, people. But listen, we're waiting on that Here We Go. Fabrizio has said the Here We Go could be as early as today. So if we do get that, just know I'm going live again today. We can talk about this for 12 hours. We can talk about this for 12 hours. I can't lie. Berta is cooking. Yeah. Pedro Almeida is a top journalist. He has always been reliable. Apparently, he is very reliable, and he has said that this deal is advancing quickly. So let's get his one up because his tweet is getting a lot of traction. So a lot of people saying he is very reliable. Rodrigo next. Well, every time I see Rodrigo getting a little 5 minutes here and there, I'm thinking maybe he is on the way out. Pedro Almeida says, Gyokeres to Arsenal. Gyokeres will join from Sporting for a value around 65 million euros plus 15 million in objectives, aka add-ons. Arsenal camp were in Lisbon last week negotiating the transfer of Gyokeres and were given the green light by the Portuguese club. All agreed with the player a long time ago. The deal is happening, guys. The deal is happening. Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, just the 4 goals for Sweden. The deal is happening. We need that. Here we go, man. We need that. Here we go. People now saying contacts ongoing between Arsenal and Leipzig for Xavi Simons. Yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, he is a good player, though. It'd be interesting if we bought him instead of Sesko. Let's see. Big Balls Berta paused, by the way. He said, no, did he? Edu could never. One man against the leadership team and didn't bend or fold on his target. Or Arsenal or Gotham now. It's crazy. Big up KV. Brio, Sesko Simps, maybe in January. Not now. Yeah? We were desperate in January. We would have probably took it. Amici, this Sunday live is quality. Big up the community. Big up to you. And big up to all of you locked in. People, I'm going to round up. It's been a great show. Really enjoyed it. An hour and 39 minutes. Look at his latest tweet. Yeah, we've got the Almeida one. I'm just quickly looking at that Xavi Simons story. I did actually speak about this before, that they were saying that Xavi Simons is the one pushing for a move more than Sesko, and that Leipzig might only need to sell one of the 2 players. And we do, but then with the Eze links, would you take Eze or Xavi Simons? Who is this guy who's reporting it? Orazio Arcamando says Arsenal have started talks with Leipzig over Xavi Simons. Could be available for 65 million euros. That would be really rubbing salt in the wound of Sesko, wouldn't it? It doesn't look like a good source. Never really heard anything from his page. So, yeah. Right, we'll leave it there, people. Listen, big up to everyone locked in. Really appreciate the support. Fantastic show. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget we're sponsored by Match Bingo. Scan the QR code and the link is in the description below. All I can say, people, is happy Gyokeres Day, people. I'll see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.